Hey, what's going on guys, Migzuba here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at a mono-red snow aggro deck for standard best of one. So this isn't your typical all-in spam the board, Ember Cleave your opponent dead mono-red deck. We have a couple sources of card advantage, and we can go a little bit longer than normal, which is something I'm very thankful for, because in playing mono-red I always find myself like 2 or 3 points of damage off killing my opponent, and I say whenever I play mono red, I don't play it all that often, but yeah, so Kaldheim gives us a bunch of new cards to help with that. So we're going to start off with the new cards. First one is Dragonkin Berserker, right? So this is a 2-mana 2/2 first strike, which isn't bad, and it has the boast ability. So if for those of you that don't know, boast is basically once this card attacks, you can activate the ability, and boast for 5 to create a 5/5 red dragon creature token with flying. And boast abilities cost 1 less for each dragon you control. If we control a gold span, it costs 1 less. I don't expect that to come up very often. But yeah, so basically this in the mid to late game, if you're not cleaving or gold spanning or anything like that, can just start spawning dragons, which is really cool. Also, the fact that it has first strike is relevant for dealing with bigger creatures like Lovestruck Beast. It means a Berserker plus a Rimrock Knight Boulder Rush can just destroy a Lovestruck Beast, as well as a Berserker plus Frostbite with 3 or more snow permanents. So pretty cool card, not too bad. Also, First Strike is a really relevant blocking ability against mono white, attacking and blocking, and been facing a lot of mono white. So we're going to test this card out. I can't see it being too bad, but yeah, if it's not working out for you, just run the old 3/1 with that can make everything a coward. Next Kaldheim card, Frostbite. So this is basically a shock that doesn't hit face, but if you have 3 or more snow permanents, and all our lands are snow lands, I'm testing out the snow version of the deck, also for Faceless Haven. The card's crazy. But yeah, it turns into a 3 mana, or it turns into kind of like a discount bolt, or lightning bolt, where you can deal 3 damage to any target for 1 mana. So that's pretty solid. You can cut this down if you're not facing creature decks all that often, but I'm a pretty big fan. This has been working out for me. On to the other new cards that let us go a little bit later than mono red typically would. We have Birgi, God of Storytelling, and the Harnfell, Horn of Bounty. So I'll start off with the Birgi side. Whenever you cast a spell, add 1 red mana, and until the end of your turn, you don't lose this mana as steps and phases end, and creatures you control can boast twice during each of your turns rather than once. So I don't really expect to gather 10 mana to boast twice, or like technically 9, because we boast, get a dragon, boast again, but the fact that we get all this extra mana makes boasting the Berserker a lot more like feasible. It also means we can run a slightly lower land count in 23 and still be able to cleave on time and play Goldspan Dragon on 5 and that type of thing. Also, the fact that it produces red is relevant. If ever we draw 2 Faceless Havens and hit land 4, then we can't cast Torbrand, which is also why I'm running less Torbrand, and all in all trying to reduce the amount of red pips, because even though we should be fine, like, we only ever need 2 aside from Torbrand, which is 3, and I mean our mana base is pretty much just mountains. Yeah, Birgi can also help with that, and the one thing that helps us go late is the Horn. We can play the Horn and basically discard a card, exile the top 2 cards of my library or your library, and you can play those cards this turn. So basically this turns everything into a draw 2, which is super relevant. Torbrand, you guys know Torbrand, and Goldspan Dragon, something that helps with mana as well. 5 mana, 4/4 flying haste already isn't bad. Sort of like a Questing Beast-esque effect in red, which can be pretty cool. And whenever it attacks or becomes the target of a spell, which is relevant as well, we get a treasure token. And while it's on the board, we can tap these treasures for 2 mana. I'm sure you guys have seen this card already, but this also helps with our mana problems, as well as being able to like animate Faceless Havens after, like, you know, for blockers and all that type of thing, or just get like discount cleaves after attacking with all like 4 creatures. You get the treasure cleave. Really solid card. I've been liking it a lot. Also, just being able to top deck a flying haster to clear out the game is super cheese. Aside from that, it's all the typical mono red stuff you've seen. Faceless Haven is absolutely nuts in any aggro deck. Like, just being able to animate it every turn and poke in, and also being able to tap it for mana afterwards. Just love this card. So that's it for the list, guys. I know it's mono red, but hey, I know some of you guys are into that. And if you like the deck, be sure to drop a like on the video and consider subscribing. It really helped me out. And let's get into some games. Alright, on the play, as mono red should be, against Yorion. This hand doesn't look very new, I mean aside from the Snowlands and the Frostbite, but we got the typical 1, 2, 3 that we're all used to and that we all know and love. So, as is standard, we will go with the turn 1 Fervent Champion, give a laggy yet toxic hello, because you know, you just have to, right? Sorry guys, I don't play mono red very often, but when I do, just you got to embrace it. Ooh, there's Bergie against Yorion. That could be really useful. Opponent says hello. Nice. All right, let's see if we can get something good. Oh, they scryed a land to the top then. So opponent needs land. Hopefully they need black source, but they don't have one. We'll see. So far, Annex is going to come down. We might play Bergie on 5. As in play the horn in case we need extra gas. Okay. Pretty good. We'll play out the Annex. Securing our 3 snow permanents. Stealing another land. Okay. Probably would have been tapped. But yeah, we're just doing the good old mono red thing. Opponent might foretell here. Would hint towards a Doomscar. Hey, if they're paying 3, we're super happy. And no double white, meaning no Skyclave apparition. So Yorion just might not have it this time. Okay, Nightmare comes down. So Nightmare's gonna take Frostbite. So odd, even. So I want to play something even. If I play odd, we're playing right into an extinction event. So, Berserker or Robber? We don't have anything good under the Robber, and that presents haste damage. So we're going to start with the Berserker and hold up the Frostbite if ever the opponent gives us a target. Alright, opponent down to 4. They get to look at my hand. Yeah, they're going to take the Frostbite. That's okay. In this case, Shock is probably better because we just smacked them in the face, but, you know, I think whatever happens, we're going to be left with a board presence and a hasty Robber, so opponent might just be dead here. And, I mean, there's a Bone Crusher Giant just to secure it. So do we go for the Robber? I think we just attack all and stomp face. No reason to commit more to the board. Opponent might just have 1 removal spell. Oh, okay, Omen. So up to 6. Alright, so they stay alive. If I played Robber, do they live? I mean, they're at the same life total regardless. It still represents 2 damage. Right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Opponent takes it all. We're going to stomp face. And then hopefully kill them with a hasty Robber. The opponent can go white Doomscar, but then we just kill them with tokens off Annex. Golden Egg. Love to see it. They can gain 3 life, but that's their whole turn. Aside from maybe playing a land. And Bergie would really shine as the horn. Sadly, we have not hit that, and I don't want to commit Bergie to the board because I am worried about sweepers against Doom Foretold. Who would have thought? Okay, Apparition. Yeah, Apparition can target, no problem. And we can either stomp. I think we just, yeah. Let's not think too much about it. We're playing mono red. We'll stomp the Apparition, take the Annex back, and swing in for lethal. And that's it. That's all she wrote. So, I mean, Berserker... I mean, we saw a bunch of new cards in that game. Berserker didn't exactly boast, but just because we didn't get to the mana. All in all, not too bad. On the play with mono red against Yorion on the draw, you're probably going to win most of your games. Alright, nice. Could probably use another red source at some point. But yeah, hand seems good. Might be playing Bergie, might be holding it for the horn. We'll see. Depends what we're up against. I always like to have one Faceless Haven. Makes me feel super secure about any type of mid to late game. Being able to animate it and just poke in. But hey, that's a good draw. Nice little 2-drop. Don't know how relevant First Strike's going to be against turn 1 Fetch Swamp, but we'll see. Just waiting on the opponent to do something. Maybe a Bloodchief's Thirst. Okay, Temur. Okay, so maybe Grixis Giants? Yup. Easy Grixis Giants. Alright, so mana's becoming a little weird, but at least the Berserker does have First Strike. So, 2 more lands and we can start boasting this, unless I want to play Burgi and start getting a stupid amount of mana, but I think I just hold for the Horn. And I think we just stomp this to get out of the way. I don't know how many stomp targets the opponent's actually going to give us in this deck. But yeah, against a Giants deck, where a lot of our removal is damage-based, they are playing Sot coming too, so probably like a mid-rangey Croxa shell with a bunch of card advantage, like the 5-mana Giant Sweeper. Foretell. Literally could be anything. Behold the Multiverse, maybe another Sot coming. So we're looking for not a blue source right now. And they Bloodchief's Thirst the Berserker. Could have done that a turn earlier. I'm not sure why they didn't, but yeah, I'm still holding off on this. I really want to get the Horn down, and we have plenty of plays beforehand. And lands are also good, just so we can start playing more than one spell a turn. And there's a Quakebringer. Alright. So, can trade with the Bone Crusher Giant? It's not great. All these Fireblade charges are a little awkward. So the question is, do we still just push in 4 damage? I think we do. See if the opponent wants to block. They just take it. And based on the fact that I don't think we're going to have much to stomp, I'm going to play this side of the Giant and just hope to start hitting land. Because once this Horn gets into play, we're going to be pissing out card advantage. In mono red, I know. And these Fireblade Chargers can make pretty decent discard fodder. Just can't do it. Alright, it's fine. Everything is fine. Attack with both. No double red, so we can't even like attack with this and bluff cleave. Opponent's gonna chump now, so that means last turn they took 4 damage for literally no reason. Now the question is, do I play Burgi? If I play Burgi, I can start double spelling. I know I said I wanted to hold to the Horn, but God knows how long that could be until that comes. So we're gonna try for the Burgi. It might get Didn't Say Pleased. We know the opponent's on that. Sorry, saw it coming. My bad, guys. Wrong blue 3-mana hard counterspell. Happens to the best of us, and we find our other land. It's okay. So I can power up the Faceless Haven, and that's just potentially lethal and requires an answer. So we're gonna do it. Oh yeah, Faceless Haven coming in for the lethal. So basically we're saying answer one of these cards or you lose the game. And they just don't have a 2-mana removal spell, I'd assume. So yeah, pretty convincing victory there. Okay, opponents on the play, but they've taken a mulligan. So we'll see if they give us something to Frostbite on one. And if not, our turn is still fine. So double mulligan against Gruul. So this double mulligan makes me believe Tibalt's Trickery into a dual colored tap land. I have a hard time believing this is actually a deck. Alright, we're on the Berserker, and we have 4 lands, so boasting it, if it survives, is a possibility. World Treat. Oh yeah, this has to be it. Alright, well, we're going to attack first. See if the opponent has removal. Nope, no removal. And we're just going to be... Sorry, go to damage. We're just going to be as aggressive as possible. Slam the Giant. Hey, holding up 2 red mana there That's probably the trickery. Oh, man. Platinum 1, Tibalt's trickery? Bro, who are you beating? Alright. We're gonna try to get a Torbern down. Opponent literally might trickery it. Because this represents a lot of damage. Oh my god, they let me have it. Cycle Triome. Alright. They have to hit a stupid trickery or we literally just kill them. I have no pity. I actually hate this deck. Ah, there it is. Look at me. Yeah, you take all the mulligans you need. Let's see if they find something to kill me with. And they find... Ugin. What a joke. Alright, so Ugin's gonna -4. What a fucking joke, man. I'm sorry. I just hate this deck. Okay, so where do we go from here? We can Frostbite the Ugin. Takes it out. Yep. So we're going to... Oh, sorry. I was going to play that anyways, but... Frostbite Ugin. Play Charger. And Rimrock Knight or other Charger. Okay, so I'm just going to go with this. Because if the opponent doesn't interact with my board and is just hoping to trickery me out of lethal, I can activate Wolf... I was going to say Wolf Haven, Faceless Haven, and we kill them. Alright. Trickery number 2 comes out. What you got? Oh yeah. Whiff and you're dead. No mercy. Hey, they had what, turn 3 Ugin and they still lost? This is why I can't with this deck, guys. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Alright. Hand's a little awkward, but I think it's good enough to keep. Double Faceless Haven in the spot of a Torbrand, or like in the same hand as a Torbrand, is weird. No 1-drop, also a little weird, but we can make it work. We could just play Rimrock Knight on 2. We'll start out with the Haven, not give the opponent an idea on what we're on. So mono white, okay. Mono white, I'm gonna stomp this. We can chill. We do need to hit red mana pretty badly. Okay, maybe not mono white. So Boros. We're gonna... See, this thing's a problem, but we do have to get rid of the Selfless Savior. Alright, grow the Aspirant. Cleave, nice. Alright. Well, at least Bone Crusher Giant has 1 red pip, so it feels good. So far, punished for playing the Faceless Havens. Going to just need raw, snow-covered mountain. So no attacks, because they put the counter on the Hollow Blade. That's not good. Bad draw, guys. So what's the play? I guess we just stall out until he hit land. We're going to play the Charger and pass. It's going to take them a while to kill me. And in that time, I can just sort of like build up my board. I don't want to attack. They're just going to block with the Hollow Blade and discard a card. So game is winnable. We just need to hit red sources. Alright, and they make the Hollow Blade freaking huge. And no attacks. Okay. So opponent has a plan. I can attack with the Charger. It might just take it. If they block with the Hollow Blade, I can pump with the Rimrock Knight, make them discard a card, and then deal a bunch of damage to the Aspirant, which I don't hate. Other plays literally just stomp Aspirant. I think we do that because it's more mana efficient. We'll do it now in case they have some sort of protection spell. I'm not sure what it could be, but worst case scenario, they get, I was gonna say they get 1 more counter. They're gonna get 1 less counter anyways. They might target the Hollow Blade instead of the Aspirant, which they've been doing, so we'll see. Alright, they beef up that Aspirant. So now they're pretty clean to attack. No, oh man, we just can't draw it. I mean, we're both mana screwed to hell, but yeah, we're just gonna put another Bone Crusher on the field. At least I know I have like a kill out of nowhere with Ember Cleave. Or I say out of nowhere, opponent probably figures we're on Cleave. But, so, a weird game. Aggro just staring at each other. And they stopped my charger. Well, I guess we're gonna put that upstairs because there's no point in sending it anywhere else. And we do only run 23 lands because I was hoping Bergie could help fix our mana issues, and along with the Goldspan Dragon. Apparition, okay. Regretting stomping this when I did, but if I'm being honest myself, I probably would have done it throughout that turn cycle anyways. So opponent hit their double pip. When are we going to hit ours? Not this turn. That's one. Alright. I guess we'll make them target this time. Because they might target the apparition to try to get it out of Bone Crusher Giant range. What is this? More Bone Crusher Giants than mountains. Target the Hollow Blade, as is customary. Big Hollow Blade. Man, this isn't cool, man. Opponent hit land before I did. I'm sure you guys have absolutely no pity. Playing fucking mono red for God's sake. Alright. Taking some damage. We'll eat the apparition now. Get a 3/3. And we're dead in 2 turns. So we have to be careful. Oh my god, we just can't do it today. Jeez, okay. Well, we'll play the giant, but there's only so much we actually can do. Let's see if the opponent trades or if they just want to throw away 4 damage. Alright, so they're making the window for me to actually cleave kill them. They just opened it a bit wider. Dog. That's fine. I don't think we're getting past the savior anyways. Alright. So it's mountain or lose, and I think even if we draw the mountain, we might lose. Spent all game. Mountain! We do it, boys! Alright. I don't even know if I have lethal or not. I just know that we're bloody going for it. Let's go. And if we had one more mountain instead of one of these Faceless Havens, we'd be super set. But we don't. Alright, now let's do some quick math. If I cleave the Bone Crusher Giant without any blocks on it, they take 10, we die on the crackback. So we can't do that. I cleave the 4/4, they take 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 4. It's 11. If I cleave this, they take 1, they take 6. So they take 10. Oh man. We almost get there, guys. Honestly, if this was a snow-covered mountain, we'd kill them. I'm blocking here. Oh my god, if they sacrifice, are they dead? Oh, they're so close to it. Down to 3. Oh, that's a snow-covered mountain. We Rimrock Knight and kill them. Oh, F's in the chat, boys. F's in the chat. Oh, we get Sky Mold. It's gonna happen. We're running the Faceless Havens, but we should not get mana screwed that hard. Whew. Alright, against Yorion, double Robber, Goldspan Dragon, Cleave. Hand's a little weird, but I think it's still fine. Alright, and we have all mountains, no Faceless Haven to speak of. Hopefully we'll find it at some point. Okay, Orzhov. Ooh, Orzhov Foretel's sick. Oh, I'm gonna get this down. And I mean, no point in attacking. Nice haste on my end. Feels bad. Alright, they're gonna Foretell. Gonna give their Dream Devourer buff, and that's aggressive. Alright. I'll take that. Drawing all this land is good. It turns on Goldspan Dragon. So slam Bone Crusher or play the Robber? I think we just play the Robber. And I'll attack with both. No procs. Feels bad. It's okay. I don't agree with that attack. They're a Yorion deck and they're a Foretell deck. They can't be that aggressive. I don't mean they as in the player isn't allowed to be that aggressive. I mean the deck itself can't be built to be as aggressive as they're playing it. Oh my god, they actually don't care. Alright. Well, we have double Goldspan after Embercleave, so I'm feeling pretty good, guys. They can foretell their Doomscars all they want. I have double Hasty 4/4. Shatter. They foretold a Shatter? That kind of defeats the build your own Doomscar. That's fucking funny. Alright. Goldspan Dragon, baby. Down to 4. Drawing more lands in the control deck. Can you kill it? Doom foretold. Alright. Well, I will just sacrifice the cleave. And auto pay. Yep, just shock le face. Sacrifice my cleave. And get in there with the Goldspan. Feels good, guys. We also could have man, we actually just popped off this game. We have so much mana. We can play the Horn. We can play Torbrand, double damage. Hasten again with Goldspan if they actually have targeted removal for it. Just, there's absolutely no way they were winning this game. They were way too aggressive with those blocks. And, my man, I know it's new, but just play Doomscar. It's the same thing. He just built his own. Alright. Oh man, worried to run into the double pip problem again. But that was a weird draw. Hopefully we can find another mountain. I say another one. We have Torbrand. We're going to need 2 more mountains. Oh, it's tough, guys. It's tough. But I don't think we can mulligan. Haven is just so good. Along with Berserker being able to boast absolute worst case. Alright. Oh, Frostbite looking okay. I don't think the opponent's going to have any adventure creature on 2. So we're just going to be aggressive and play the Berserker. But that's definitely going to die next turn. Depending on what it is, if it's Naya, they might play like a Shield Breaker. But yeah, they're hovering. It's probably just a Bone Crusher Giant. And they attack with the Innkeeper. Fair enough. Alright, that's good. Let's Frostbite the Innkeeper before they start drawing. And poke in with the Fervent Champion. End turn. Okay. So if we don't draw the red source, our next turn is just animate Faceless Haven and start bumping. And if we do, we probably prefer the board presence. Alright, so Temur. Scions, okay. Cool. So like Temur, Scions, Adventures. Draw discard.
Plan is crystallizing.
Can we afford to ignore the Scions? They have so much loyalty, it's kind of disgusting. We miss out on so much damage if we animate Faceless Haven and just poke at Scions. Like, we just miss out on 5 damage. And I don't think it's worth throwing away this Frostbite just to take it out because of the Bone Crusher Giant. So that changes things a little bit. I can play the Robber, attack my opponent, and if they play the Bone Crusher Giant, then we Frostbite it, and we might hit some playable off Robber of the Rich. So I think that's fine. And we ignore the Scions for a minute. What do we find? Rimrock Knight. That's actually pretty good. So do I play... Yeah, let's just play this side, maximize the value, and still hold open Frostbite. That's freaking funny. Oh, I think I've seen this list. This is Wet Gruel. It's literally just Gruel aggro splashing for Scions. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully the opponent plays something we can Frostbite. which, I mean, we know they have a frostbiteable target, but the fact that we keep holding open 1 red mana kind of might lead them to play game around it. Alright. So they do slam the Bone Crusher Giant, and what's this loyalty? It's on 6. It's about to be on 7. I think we Frostbite the Bone Crusher. It's way more frustrating to deal with. They go draw discard.
What is my strategy here?
We're just gonna wait for them to make a decision before we Frostbite. And I can't let these things ultimate. That would be very bad. So we might be sending like 1 point of damage at them at some point, and the opponent discards an Innkeeper, so triple Innkeeper draw for them. But that also probably shows that they don't have many adventure creatures. So not a bad interaction all in all. And we draw the Cleave. So let's be aggressive. Why not? We're going to get a proc off the Robber as well, which is nice. Goldspan Dragon. Okay. Opponent's going to chump. Perfect. That's exactly the one I wanted them to chump, because we cleave up the Robber. And if we draw land, we have access to a Goldspan Dragon, which is sick. Not moving around the Cleave, because if they take out the Robber, we have a free equip on the Fervent Champion. But they're in trouble. They have the Scions going for them, which will help them find whatever they're looking for. Oh, and that's a Cycling Triumph. Okay. I think they should have just cantripped with the Scions first. Lovestruck Beast. And that's the scoop. Yeah. We have lethal on that board. Right? Because this hits for 5. If it's blocked by the human, and that's 1.6. We can also just animate the Faceless Haven. And if we draw land, Torbrand definitely gets us there. And if we draw land, we also have access to the Goldspan Dragon. Like, Robert really put in work this game. Alright guys, and we are back. So, all in all, my main assessment is that we need a little bit more red mana, which is hilarious. The main games I lost were games we didn't draw enough red pips. So maybe the Snow Mana Base and Torbrand isn't the way to go. I think my first step is going to be cutting 1 Frostbite, because it wasn't always that useful, and going up 1 Snow-Covered Mountain. Right, I think this is a lot cleaner. I think that having 24 lands is very important. And you can always drop the Snow package if you don't find Faceless Haven is worth not always having the red mana when you need it. But if you also like the ability to have the land, you can always just play like 2 and then like 2 Embereths, or you can find a split. I personally really like the Haven, but in that case, we might want to drop off Torbrand. We don't have the castle, and we don't have as easy access to Torbrand, and I found him breaking in my hand like painfully a lot. So what we can do is, I feel like you either have to pick if you want the Snow package or pick if you want to play Torbrand. So I'd probably honestly drop both of them off and maybe run another Cleave or another Goldspan Dragon, and maybe like another Rimrock Knight or Dragonkin Berserker. Aside from that, everything else played pretty well. Bergie, I got down the horn in a game off screen, and the opponent top decked a Questing Beast, and I was just like, all right, well, that's such a feels bad because we're absolutely popping off this horn and we get killed. But, so I didn't include that just because it was painful. But Bergie's a little awkward as well. Maybe go down to 1 copy of this. I don't know why I'm going to so much detail on Mono Red. I played a lot of games today. I really do like the new cards. Like, Goldspan Dragon's fucking sick. So that's it for me, guys. Deck list will be in the description down below as always, and I will hopefully catch you in the next one. Peace out.